people say that he needs to develop a jumper. He doesn't need one. I just say just surround him with shooters. He doesn't need to develop like a jumper. He can just he can just take it to the rim. He kick it out for an open guy on the three. Surround him with shooters, and he's been great. I mean, and just to add on, like I posted in the chat earlier, from most improved player to NBA two-time NBA MVP to Defensive Player of the Year, couple of NBA selections, all NBA selections, to All-Star Game MVP, to Finals MVP, and NBA champion. Trust the process. That's all I can say. True process.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Yes. And a technical issue, my bad. I'm trying to monitor a lot of stuff here. I think the audio for Dennis probably came in about halfway through there. So Burley, I think when I was talking to Burley, so I'll go back to him. He might not have been on. But Sacramento, he's got Doug Christie in the background there. The same deal for small market, the small market fairy tale dream, right, coming true with the Bucks. When it hits Sacramento, it'll be, in other small market teams, it'll be just as big of a deal. And King's Twitter account actually tweeted tonight as well, from one small market team to another. Shout out to the Bucks. So Burley, I mean, the reaction that you see in Milwaukee, as a fan of a small market team, how does that translate to giving you, some type of hope to see that someday?
Like, I talked to myself a lot, so I was talking about it after the game, and with whoever wins the title, what I love from the fans as well as the players is just seeing that pure joy of celebration as the seconds are ticking down. And I got so happy for the Bucks, their players, the fans, and you got to look at it with Giannis. He was drafted in to the Bucks. Like, the Bucks are a small market team. Before this year, the last time they won was in 1971. And then the Kings, that's even farther. They haven't won since they were, I think, considered the Cincinnati Royals in 1951. And so I think it just, the work that Giannis put in, his the pride that he carries with how he plays, with how he is on and off the court as well. I think we're the Kings maybe one or two players away from something like that, but I feel we have a player already in that with De'Aaron Fox. He's continuing to put that work in, just it's not our time yet.
Yeah, homegrown guys, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton. There's a lot of great things to look forward to for Sacramento, but it just shows that this small market dream, it can happen.
Yeah, takes a lot of hard work, though.
Takes a lot of hard work and a lot of great player development. Philip, you mentioned the Bucks' humble superstars, and then the rise of a Chris Middleton, of a Giannis, and then bringing in somebody like Drew Holiday, who's a big get, but he's not one of the main names in the league that teams are necessarily looking for. So to Philip, man, what really stands out to you about those guys, other than the fact that they're really humble, but they balled?
Giannis is going to get his documentary. First of all, his story is amazing. He literally wasn't even dreaming of playing in the NBA as a child. He was literally just trying to survive and just get enough food on the table. You hear his story, and it's just absolutely crazy to think that he is now literally where he is right now. Finals MVP, all of the accolades that Dennis mentioned. He's also built differently. As cliche as it is to say, he had a very, very different upbringing from the likes of, the Kobe Bryants, the Steph Currys, the LeBron. It's very LeBron James-esque, but he had way more underdog story behind him in comparison to LBJ. This guy, this essentially kid came out of nowhere, and his God-given talents, now he's where he is right now. It's really inspiring. This entire night has been honestly inspiring to see hard work, really pays off. Family values, like you mentioned, Josh. This is, you cannot write a better story than this. There's going to be a documentary. He's going to be the Tim Duncan of the Bucks for their franchise from now on forever.
Yeah. I mean, as you're speaking, I'm also putting up the final seconds of the game up on the screen as well, so everybody can see it. There's fans climbing on the light poles, and I mean, man, Dennis, you were a big proponent of LeBron James. When Cleveland won in 2016, it was historic. And I'm not going to say, oh, this championship is better than that one, or this celebration is better. I'm not trying to do that by saying this next comment, but I don't even know if there was, I mean, 65,000 people are outside of the arena. I'm watching it now. I don't even know, was there that many for Cleveland? Like,
nah.
It just seems like this is just insane. The level of people coming together for this, man.
I mean, I feel like the Bucks are transitioning from a small market to a big market based on the numbers they're putting up. I mean, the whole stadium, I think it's what, like 17,000 capacity.
Yeah.
But now they had like 3 times that. I mean, 65,000 outside. I mean, I don't know how to put it. I mean, that fan base is just huge. Also, I don't know, man. Giannis, as just to echo what Philip said, I mentioned his accolades. I just said there's a documentary is going to be put together. You know, ESPN just has to do that for them to market Giannis. But also, let me just say this one thing to you, Josh. I feel like you pointed out this thing earlier. There's a video that you did. Giannis can make history as a guy to something. You titled it, but it was about Giannis and what he's doing in the league. I mean, that video right now is spot on. And I can say you and you know Jimmy High Roller, right?
Oh yeah.
You guys saw this thing way back in 2018 or 2019. You saw it. I mean,
I think that Giannis video, not to cut you off, I think that was a 2017 or 18. My video was, which I should probably point out again right now. You get some traffic to it, but like more eyes on it per se. But like he could become the first foreign player to be recognized as the best player in the league. And if he's not there yet, because LeBron and KD are still in this league, Mark Stein tweeted something really good tonight, that the league is on its way to becoming the Giannis League. So the age of Giannis is here. So back to you on that.
And also, Josh, just to add on a bit, Giannis has entered elite company. He's the 3rd player to win an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and NBA championship. Only 3 players have done it in the league: Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and now Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yep. And to add on to that, multiple regular season MVPs, multiple DPOYs, and a Finals MVP. Only 2 players ever: Michael Jordan and Giannis. Yeah. So I mean, this is elite company for somebody who's only 26. We'll go to Burley. Do the conversations about Giannis not having skill or Giannis, being overrated, is it officially time to put those to bed?
I would say yeah, because how built he is, like his skill set, just because of his pure strength and the way that he gets to the rim. Like, yes, it's kind of like LeBron a few years ago saying like, oh, LeBron's so good, he does this, he does that. And even to this day, LeBron James' jump shot still isn't the best, but he's a beast in the paint. So I think it's come to that with Giannis as well. Because all the stuff that he does outweighs what others can do despite what he can't. Know what I mean?
Right. And so, like, the difference, and we'll go over to Philip. I mean, the difference between not having a reliable, you know, and it's not even mid-range because he's developing that mid-range shot, but like a deeper mid-range to long-range shot.
Like the
difference between
18-foot jump shot.
Yeah, right. Like that range.
Yeah.
The difference in between being that guy and being unreliable, kind of a nuisance to your team on the court, as you've seen at times with Ben Simmons, unfortunately. I think he can put in the work and change. Is that Giannis, he may not have that part of his game yet fully developed. But to Philip, he's so dominant that he will score anyway.
Yeah.
He will take the shot anyway. Versus maybe a player like Simmons won't. He may end up hurting his team because of that. But Giannis seems it doesn't matter to him. If he misses the shot, he'll continue to take it anyway.
That's
he'll
a
continue to work on his game.
Right there.
So to Philip, like, do you see Giannis as a guy? First of all, a lot of people have called him, and myself included. I think he's as dominant as a Shaq, but his body, he's just able to do more on the court than Shaq was in terms of handle the ball, maybe like a young Shaq. Do you see that comparison?
His dominance, definitely. It's a slightly different kind of dominance. I feel like he has a little bit more of that ball handling, that going coast to coast, that like very young Shaq had when he was like really skinny. And so Giannis is going to be like a staple for I don't know how long based on his conditioning. I know that he is such a hard worker just because he grew up in such a harsh environment. He's definitely going to be reigning in this league for a while. He's going to be at least top 3, if not at least top 5 in the league for a while.
For sure. The reign has officially begun. We thought it might have been 2019 or 2020. But it is officially here now in 2021. Dennis, don't get too mad about this, but you had Evan Rosa in the chat say you talk like Skip Bayless.
No.
Dennis, yeah.
Don't associate me with Skip Bayless, bro.
Never. That's not what the man
Never mention that guy.
here.
I don't like that guy. Never mention that
Don't
guy.
put him in the same sentence,
Never.
Evan. Oh no, Evan.
Never. That guy is made up.
Evan.
Let me say, okay, I don't want to dampen the whole
situation.
All right,
be kind on the live stream.
Okay, I don't want to dampen the whole situation with Skip Bayless because it's not about Skip Bayless. Right now, it's about Giannis and his first.
That's right. Redirect.
Yes, I feel like I saw some the NBA media saying guys like Nick Wright, they were saying, they were pushing, the ESPN were really pushing to see the Suns force a game 7. They were overlooking the fact that the Bucks won 3 games. Instead of like supporting the Bucks, they always have to have they support these guys, they support this guy. Instead of like looking at one guy and saying that this team can win this, just support these guys who are gonna win. I mean, as much as you can shed light on the other team, we're counting them out because honestly, I counted them out because they lost 3 games in a row and there was no fixing that. So they were trying to, sway the whole media in supporting the Suns, which I have no problem with. But they kept doing that consistently, and they didn't look at the Milwaukee Bucks, and actually it rubbed me the wrong way. So guys like Skip Bayless, Nick Wright, I know they have got a job to do, but I don't watch them at all. So that's that.
Speaking of media, it's come in that Giannis Antetokounmpo actually received unanimous Finals MVP votes among all 11 media members.
Wow. That's a good contribution to the live stream right there by Philip. The doctor always comes through, or the doctor to be. Wow. Because the question was earlier today. Yeah, the question was earlier today. Is Middleton a potential Finals MVP as well?
Yes.
You're right, no. and maybe, but by the stats that Giannis was putting up, and here's a statement by Giannis as well. I could go to a super team and just do my part and win a championship, but this is the hard way to do it, and this is the way we choose to do it, and we did it. We did it. That's a statement by Giannis, and apparently, I'm just trying to monitor everything going on here as well. Obviously, against the super team type of mentality, and wanting to get it done. But it wasn't just all himself. Like Middleton, to Dennis, like Middleton could have been a potential MVP candidate. Giannis had just insane numbers though. Like he was, and in this game when the Suns were making their comeback, he was the life source for Milwaukee in this one as well. But Dennis, any thoughts on Middleton? I don't know if he was Finals MVP worthy, but he definitely showed up and showed out.
What I can say about Chris Middleton, there's a reason why they're giving Giannis the Finals MVP. The Milwaukee Bucks is Giannis, and Giannis is the Milwaukee Bucks as we speak. If you take out Giannis from the Milwaukee Bucks, I don't see if the Bucks will go deep with the Suns in this finals. All I'm saying is this is a two-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year. Giannis has led the Milwaukee Bucks to multiple top seeds in 2019, 2020. They were a top seed in the whole NBA. 2021, they were the third seed. So I can say, as much as the NBA media can try to push and say, Chris Middleton can be a potential Finals MVP, but the problem with Middleton is inconsistent. I mean, you don't know what you're going to get from Chris Middleton. So Giannis is the true Finals MVP, and I've always been saying that since even the playoffs, even when the finals started. I kept on telling you, Josh, that Giannis is the true Finals MVP, and he did that today with a 50-point piece. That's all I gotta say.
50-point piece. Yep. A lot of good stuff coming out here. Looks like there's a stat out. Giannis, first player in NBA Finals history to average 30-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, and 5-plus assists on at least 60% shooting, 61.8% from the field. The guy has always been insanely efficient, and that's honestly been one of the things that has impressed me the most about him just over the past couple of seasons. Is I know he shoots a lot of shots inside, and technically you're saying he's supposed to make those shots. And James Harden, of course, is the famous quote of, well, it doesn't take a lot of skill to run and dunk. But you know what it does, and the thing that he overlooked, it does take a lot of skill to finish around defenders, to finish through defenders, to get hit and literally almost injured and then keep playing. So there's a lot that Giannis proved wrong by leading this, proved haters wrong by leading this team and playing the way he did, and literally not having a single bad game. Game one was his lowest scoring point game, 20 points, and he had just come back from that injury. So not a single bad game on the biggest stage against the other best team in the league this season. Yeah. Really, really impressive.
You know what, Josh? Let me just add on. You see, when James Harden said that Giannis had no skill, this is coming. James Harden, this is a player that is salty that he said that he was robbed an NBA MVP, and he has never made the finals since 2012. So I can understand that he feels some type of way that he himself can't lead a team to the finals on his own. Yeah. And he feels so salty about it until he has to, shade Giannis, who the whole league loves. Everyone loves Giannis. I've not seen anybody hating on Giannis. I've not seen Giannis haters like, the way I've seen LeBron haters, Kevin Durant haters, the way they are a toxic bunch, but I've never seen Giannis haters. So James Harden is just salty.
I've seen some Giannis haters.
You've seen
some Giannis haters.
Is it just me, or I don't know? But
I don't know. But these Giannis, it came from like really, really, passionate LeBron fans, because when Giannis started to threaten that a little bit, they start to downplay Giannis. But that's got to be over now as well. And Giannis, like the whole, I'll go to Burley as well before I get back to Philip. But the whole thing with Giannis as well, I don't think Giannis should be compared to a LeBron or a KD. His play style is way different than a Durant. He's not going to have that type of shooting ability. Yeah. A LeBron, LeBron is probably a little more well-rounded type of player, but Giannis is that freak of nature. He is that Shaq type player in a forwards body per se, right? Like a young Shaq, Orlando Shaq. I don't really know if there's any player in the league to compare to Giannis. So I think, Burley, I mean, I don't know, my opinion, I think that puts him kind of in a league of his own. I don't really think we need to make comparisons to this guy. I think he's a top 3 player in the league. Just basically to you on this, is there anything that I said that you probably disagree with, or?
Yeah, just thinking about it myself, he's kind of on his own in his own right here with how he is as a player and what he's put into it. Like, it was a few years ago, I think, on the live stream, we were talking about a player. It might have been last year, and I forget what player we were talking about. Like, but there was a comparison of like 3 different players, I remember. But with Giannis, if you were to do that, like say, oh, he's a little bit of this, he's a little bit of this guy, that, you're basically saying he's his own player. He's just molded what those comparisons have been to create a new mold, which is himself.
Yeah, I like that. All the different molds into one. Yeah, I hear you. Let's see here, man. I don't know. Usually I'm coming with the preloaded questions, talking about strategy, talking about stuff like. I don't really think we need to cover that tonight. Philip, you hit on it earlier. This is one of the best stories. The documentary should be coming soon. But this team, I mean, I guess the question could be, the Bucks could have been counted out so many times this year. I mean, they weren't the most spectacular team throughout the regular season. They were down 2-0 in the Nets series and looked lifeless. Yeah. They were down 2-0 in this series and looked overmatched. I mean, what do you have to say about this team's resilience, Philip?
I mean, they're resilient. What else can I say? This team has gone through so much. They've had that Game 7 against the Nets. They fought against the team that actually ousted them last year in the Heat. That's a huge obstacle that they literally not only overcame but pretty much demolished. And now you have, them in the finals down 2-0 against a team that everybody started saying, hey, Suns in 4, Coach Bud Light. Resilience does not even begin to this team.
That's good. It doesn't even begin. We got the vocab. Bring out the bigger vocab. I want to give a shout out to the chat. Lemon Siegel. What a name. You never know with these names online. Lemon Siegel says hi. What's up, man? Thanks for being out here. First time I've seen Lemon Siegel. Hopefully we get more. We need some more Lemon Siegel in the future. All right. Okay. Well, we'll just go around and go final thoughts. Start with Burley. I'm going to cap it off with Dennis because I know, actually, you know what? I don't know. I might cap it off with Philip because he's coming up with the eloquent words to say. The vocabulary is immaculate and cannot be matched by any other. So I think Philip will give us the nice poetry to bring it home. But we will start with Burley because he's going to give us cold, hard facts. Burley, your final reaction to this year's finals. And, basically, we'll say the upcoming Olympics as well because that starts on Friday.
Yeah, man, the Bucks did it. Like, what crossed my mind earlier was the finals from 2006 with the Heat and Mavs. Because if you remember correctly, Mavs took games 1 and 2, and then boom, the Heat just won 4 straight. And that's exactly what the Bucks did. They won 4 straight.
4 straight. It is reminiscent of that series. And Bucks is one of the only teams in history, I think, out of 5 or 6 teams that I read earlier that were down 2-0 and won the next 4 in the finals.
Yeah. Just resilient, tough. Like, you can definitely see the will, desire, and passion to win from Giannis. And I think that's going to carry forth to, I think Dennis was saying that they're starting to become a bigger market now. I think soon enough, future stars, we may get like how we all get those rumors throughout the season. Oh, this guy wants to play with him, or this guy wants to go here, and I feel that's going to start happening with Milwaukee.
Yeah, and you know what's so crazy? And I'll kick it over to Dennis. It's just popped into my mind. The rumor, right? Or, you know, I don't even know if it was a rumor. It could have been legitimate reports before this last season, was that Chris Paul to the Bucks was a real possibility before they went out and they traded for Drew Holiday. And another thing that we forgot is that Bogdan Bogdanovic trade fell through as well. I mean, so they could have had that guy on the roster. He ended up going to Atlanta. But to Dennis, Chris Paul could have been on the Bucks. You think he's probably wishing that was the case now, or like, man, it's just so crazy how it turned out.
CP3, like all I can say is this: coming off the 2020 NBA season, if a team needed a veteran point guard, CP3 was the answer, right? And that's why the Phoenix Suns, you know, made that underrated move to pick him up from OKC. But I heard the rumors about CP3 headed to Milwaukee, but I felt like, you know, what will the Milwaukee Bucks give so that they can get CP3? So that was the question. So I feel like, you know, I was pretty skeptical with I don't want to say skeptical with the move with Drew Holiday, because I really know Drew Holiday was pretty good. But I don't want to backtrack and say I didn't trust Drew Holiday, because I know Drew Holiday since 2018, because you mentioned it in a video about Drew Holiday and also the Blazers series and all that stuff. But I can say the way the Bucks just, you know, came in the through the playoffs, they faced a team in the Miami Heat that beat them in 5 games. And they swept them. You know, Giannis took out his frustrations on the Miami Heat, went to that Boston series. No, not the Boston series. Went to the Nets series, which they looked pretty bad, but you know they came in and won in 7. Then they went to the conference finals. I was very confident that the Hawks would never pose a threat to the Bucks, because the only team I felt like they had a chance to beat the Bucks was the Philadelphia 76ers, and we know what that situation happened. And you know, the Bucks and Suns series came along in the finals. I always stood with the Bucks, and I feel like, you know, Giannis, aside from even the stats that he dropped 50 points, let's just appreciate the fact that this is a man that trusted the process in 2013. The Bucks drafted him 15th overall. They never knew what they were getting. They never knew what they're getting back. They took a swing at him. You know, they trusted him. They tried to, you know, mold the team towards his strengths. And this is the moment that they wanted to be with. But all I can say is this: this is a moment also that I felt like, well, the Raptors stopped it in 2019, because in 2019 the Bucks were headed to the finals and they were headed to beat the Golden State Warriors, because the way the trajectory of the Bucks was, they were headed to beat them. But, you know, Kawhi Leonard happened, and that's that 2020 season ended by the Miami Heat. But this time they came in the mission and they did it. So I'm just so happy that I was able to cover this thing with you guys. Thank you, JoshCarsonJC3, for having me. And yeah, man, to more bigger, greater streams in the near future. Thank you.
Bigger, greater, better, faster, stronger. You know, I'm with you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys so much as well. But before I wrap up and say all the thank yous, I want to give it to Philip and his final thoughts.
So I came across this interesting tweet from, I believe it's from Mona Shelburne. She interviewed Hakeem Olajuwon, and this is something about, you know, people's names that often just not only fascinate me, but makes me realize that names can also hold so much significance and meaning. Giannis, his first name is John, which obviously the origin John, Hebrew, means God is gracious, but the last name was what really interested me. Hakeem Olajuwon essentially said that within like the same tribe, there are people with the last name Antetokounmpo, and that literal translation to English means the crown returns home. The crown is here.
Wow.
That is dumb.
Wow. It is, man. Oh, it's like one of those things you just, you can't make it up.
You can't write this. You honestly can't. That document better include all of these things.
Yeah.
Better
we need
include
to
it. You
direct
know, if
that.
they direct it, cite the source. Philip on July 20th. Cite the source. All right, I'm gonna want that royalty, bro, since it's on this live stream. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, you know, to all y'all, I'm gonna put it in the gallery view. Hopefully, I may be covering one of you. Oh, I don't know. Just want to say thank you to all you guys as well for consistently being out here. I know we didn't make every single live. I think Dennis was on every live stream, but sometimes there's live streams that y'all couldn't make. But for the most part, absolutely fantastic contributors. This has been such a great addition. We started this with the Zoom last year. Beforehand, it was just me talking on the camera, which is good. Respond to the chat's good, but actually getting to talk to people has been so great. And y'all have not just brought, you know, uninformed takes or anything like that. You know, we see a lot of that on sports, you know, Twitter, and even from some of the professionals. Unfortunately, nowadays it seems like just narratives. Y'all bring the facts. Y'all bring, you know, statements as well, just like Philip, and facts that you may not have known, and great analysis to this as well. So I just want to say thank you to all of you for consistently being out here, consistently being with it, and to many more going forward as well, like Dennis said. So we'll keep it going. Yep. There we go. All right. So with that said, I'll say peace out. This has been the 2021 NBA Finals live streams. Bucks in 6.
Yep. Peace out.
Bucks in 6.
I told you.
Have a good one.
Bucks in 6, and they did it.
Like I told you. Like I told you, man. Like I told you. Wow. That's it, people. That's it. That'll be a wrap for the night. I don't know what else to say. This has been a long live stream, but it's been one of the best live streams we've ever had. Definitely celebrating tonight. Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks on being the 2021 NBA champions. Like Philip said, resilience does not even begin to describe what this team did. I'm not at a loss for words much, but I am here tonight because that was just a great story. An example of how important storytelling is in sports as well. This is not just about numbers and stats, although it's very important, and I'm into that as well. But these are real human beings that sacrifice a lot. You may say, oh, well, they get paid a lot of money, or they're overpaid, or whatever. Go play basketball at a local rec. Feel how sore you are, and try to go do it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And you don't even come to 1/100th of the level that these guys are playing at. I'm just saying. No shot at you, bro. I've experienced it myself as well. But we don't understand the level of expertise and commitment that professional athletes have. The worst NBA player can beat a great local rec player or whatever college player 10 out of 10 times. All right? So when we see somebody at the greatest stage dropping 50, doing it for the city, I think he deserves every single penny of that 5-year Supermax. More Topic Tackle coming soon. Stay solid, people.